Beijing, early fall. The leaves began to fall from the branches of trees that overshadowed the sidewalk. The wind brings soothing cool air, making anyone who walks will close his jacket while enjoying the scent of wet earth. Inside a renowned production building, Bai Lu was waiting for his assistant in the lobby. She just finished a photo shoot for her new endorsement. Although tired, his smile stayed awake as he greeted the passing staff. Her hair was tied makeshift, no heavy makeup, just a hoodie and casual jeans. But there is something captivating about its simplicity. Sincerity, perhaps. On the other side of the building, Joseph Zeng just came out of the meeting room after reading the script for his latest drama project. With a black hat and earphones hanging around his neck, he looks like an ordinary young actor. But that all changed when he stepped through the lobby. A small laugh stopped him. He turned his head, and his eyes caught the figure. Sitting leaning on the sofa, with a light expression and gentle laughter, Bai Lu. Not love at first sight. But it was enough to make Joseph's steps stop for a moment. "Do I know him?" thought Joseph. But he didn't say anything. Just taking another step, pretending to be uninterested, even though in his heart, a question began to grow. The name on the script, the revealed destiny. The next morning, Joseph received the complete dossier for his new play. He opened it slowly while sipping coffee. Female lead role, Bai Lu. His hand stopped on the paper. His heart beats a little faster. On the other side of town, Bai Lu also read the same thing. And he frowned a little, then smiled faintly. "Joseph Zeng, huh?" When they met again in the official script reading, the room suddenly became warmer. Not because of the room temperature, but because of the atmosphere they create together. The staff exchanged glances, realizing the natural chemistry that was forming even before the first dialogue began. Bai Lu greets first. "Hi, we meet again." Joseph smiled, looking into her eyes. "It's not just in the lobby. Read the script, read the heart." Reading for the sake of reading goes. Their days are more and more often spent together. Reading dialogues, discussion of characters, improvisation of scenes. But in between all that, there are little moments that are not written in the script. Like when Bai Lu accidentally left her water bottle, and Joseph took her to the training room. Or when Joseph found it difficult to live up to the emotional scene, Bai Lu sat down with him, giving him a different look that moved him. "Sometimes you don't need to cry to show pain," Bai Lu said one day, her eyes looking deeply at Joseph. And Joseph replied, "Sometimes you don't even realize you're touching someone else's heart." When the camera turns off, the real story begins. When filming began, their world changed. Light highlights, tight schedules, intense scenes, everything demands high professionalism. But behind the camera, the two hearts are getting closer. They often share lunch. Bai Lu likes to bring snacks made by her mother, and Joseph always asks to taste them. Their conversation deepened, about childhood, struggles in the entertainment industry, and fears that could never be revealed to the media. "Sometimes I feel really tired," Bai Lu said one night during a break. "People see me laugh, but they don't know what it's like to survive every day." Joseph paused for a moment before replying, "I don't know everything you feel. But if you need someone to listen, I'm here." And that night, without saying much, Bai Lu leaned briefly on his shoulder. Caught in the eye. The public began to wonder. Fans began to make video compilations of their interactions. There was something different as Joseph stared at Bai Lu. More than just acting. At a press conference, a reporter jokingly asked, "You look so close, even off-screen. Anything to say?" Bai Lu laughed nervously. Joseph raised an eyebrow and replied casually, "If that chemistry comes up, it's probably because we trust each other." Diplomatic answer. But the look in their eyes says more. The coldest day. That day the temperature plummeted dramatically. The set moved to a small mountain range, and all the crew shivered from the extreme weather. Bai Lu looked exhausted, her hands frozen despite wearing gloves. Joseph approached silently, opened his jacket, and speechlessly enveloped Bai Lu from behind. "Aren't you cold?" "Ask him to slow down." Joseph just smiled. If you're cold, I can't calm down either. A photographer happened to photograph the moment, and the image went viral. But there is no clarification. They let the public guess between real and acting. Some of the scenes in their drama are very intense. Kiss, long gaze, emotional hug. All of that could have been called acting if there wasn't real depth behind it. However, while filming one of the heart-rending farewell scenes, Bai Lu actually burst into tears. Not because of the character, but because there is a real fear of loss. And Joseph, who knew very well that it was not just acting, looked at her with glassy eyes. "I'm not leaving," he whispered. That sentence is not from the script. The camera stops, but they embrace. Those who refuse to label. Time flies. Their drama aired and was a huge success. Their chemistry was praised. But when the media ask about personal relationships, their answers remain the same. We are good friends. But behind the scenes, their togetherness continues. A short trip to Hangzhou. Dinner at a small restaurant. Escort each other quietly. They never announced anything. Because for them, the closeness is too personal to put on display. That love may not have been spoken yet, but already quite noticeably. A letter that was never published. Bai Lu was known to keep a diary. In one of the interviews, he said that he once wrote a letter that was never sent. One of the letters reads, "You came at a time when I no longer believed people could be sincere without a motive. But you sit beside me, listening without judgment. I don't know if this is love, but if it is, I hope it grows slowly, like us, quietly, but deeply." Still between the secret lines. Now, time has passed. Joseph and Bai Lu each went through a new project. But rumors about them never died out. For the public, maybe this is just a perfect match because of the drama. But for both of them, it's a story that goes on, with no need to announce, no pushy labels. Because sometimes, true love is the one that grows without declaration. Enough of being present. It's enough to understand. And so it began. Not through flowers, not through promises, but through the laughter in the lobby of the building, the eyes that look for each other, and the silence that never feels empty.